Welcome everyone to LGE coverage of round 16 of Monday night racing for the San Marino Grand Prix here at Imola. Of course, it's called which I was just saying to Lee, who's with me tonight, I can't even say it, so I'm not going to, but whatever they've called it the last couple of years, I wasn't going to go with that. We're going to go old school. But as I said, with Lee, and how are you feeling, Lee? Obviously you were not feeling too great for a couple of weeks.
I'm feeling a bit better anyway. So was it similar? I couldn't exactly miss out on that.
No, I thought that might be the reason. Sorry, I'm still getting over my. It's definitely a thing going round. It's not COVID.
So we've got Apex already out first. He's going to set his lap now.
So yeah, exciting times. Obviously, you can see we've got 17 drivers on the grid tonight, and this could be the championship decider if Apex outscores his rivals, which I'm sure Lee, if he gets it up whilst I'm talking, the championship standings, he just reads out the top 10 in a second. But if Apex outscores his rivals of Big Weir, Vedran and Stinos by 11 points, all of them, he will win the title today. So it's certainly possible, and we're getting ever closer to that goal that obviously he's wanting to achieve. Stinos really needs to start pulling out some performances, and his rivals really getting some bad performances. So mathematically he's still in it, but I would say he's got a really outside chance of winning this championship. Now Big Weir is really the only man, as well as Vedran, that can really fight for the title now. We know Vedran's been on form the last few weeks. Big Weir's missed out on a couple of opportunities with Apex falling back, and obviously it's the first time here at Imola in LFR, but it's the first time for us commentating on it in any sense as well. So that's one of the reasons why Lee's joined me tonight. It is a new one for everyone. I think a few people may have done some league races here, but it's our first one. We did do Portugal straight away, but we savoured this one towards the very end. And tomorrow night, Lee, obviously we're going to be at Jeddah as well, so 2 new tracks on 2 days.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get my setup ready for that and get practicing for that, to be honest, as I've done none up to now. So
yeah, likewise.
Yeah,
I'm exactly the same.
I've went and done some calculations there with regarding the standings. So if Apex Finlay outscores Vedran, all he needs is 9 points.
Yeah,
he could
that sounds right.
So we've got Apex on 179 points, Vedran on 138, but Big Weir is on 131, Stinos 120, Amagunar is on 99, 65 points for Anthony, H. Bosworth is on 53, Trunders is on 42, Iggy Combo on 36, and so is Tape Asta. That's the top 10 there.
So as I said before, there's only 4 people that are really in it now. Obviously Amagunar dropped out last week, as well as Anthony, who didn't race, who isn't with us again tonight, unfortunately. But of course, as we've been talking about that, you've been seeing these times start rocketing down. And Lee, I have to say, I'm seeing some Frank William tribute helmets and Williams helmets, which is really nice to see, actually, I have to say.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's sad with that happening. But I mean, Williams, hopefully one day they're back up again at the top. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, well, they definitely deserve to be, and it's been really fantastic, especially now. Obviously, it is a shame they had to sell the team, but with the new ownership, at least keeping the Williams name as well, not giving it some other sort of generic name. No offense to Racing Point, but that was like, you know, that's one of them, for example.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see that they've done that. See if Iggy Combo can set a decent lap to the 1:16.6. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about the lap times here. These don't really know what to expect. I was going to say probably pole may get to sort of the mid 1:14s was going to be my first guess before seeing times, but obviously seeing them now. So
To be honest, I wasn't sure at all what times. I knew they're going. It's quite a short lap, so I never expected much length in the lap, to be honest. But yeah, we're seeing quite a few laps in at the moment. Apex is putting the fastest at the moment on the soft, so 1:14.9. They'll be looking for a quick getaway to start by the looks of things.
So we'll just have a quick look. Everyone is on the soft tyres actually, which is an interesting call from everyone.
Yeah, I would say. But still, we could see possibly a few people outside the top 10 might start on mediums. Or even the
As we
hards.
see Attics there go run wide through Villeneuve, the chicane of turns 4 and 5. And really trying to push the limits there. As I said, this track's been out for, it's got to be about 7 weeks now, isn't it, Lee, I guess? But people, I don't think, have really raced it very much. There's a lot of the drivers who do league race, really, I would say, only league race, mainly more than anything else. But of course, people would have done it in offline, like Grand Prix mode and things like that. But obviously, it's not anything like other tracks where they're almost like muscle memory now.
Yeah, it's what I've been new, so it's I could just it's a new change. You know, there's some corners on this track that I just find absolutely annoying because they're like blind. You know, so you've got to watch out for that, but it's still a track that I do love to race around.
Yeah, it certainly is, and I said it's the first time we commentate on it, so I don't know what the racing's going to be like. We know in real life that it's quite hard to follow around here, but it's not so the case on the F1 game. You do get a little bit of dirty air, but I imagine it's absolutely nothing compared to what it's like in real life. So they can follow around here, and there are a few places to overtake Lee. Obviously at turns 2 and 3, Tamburello corner, where we saw most of the overtakes in real life, usually around the outside at the first chicane, and into Tozer as well, turn 7 at the hairpin, and at the sort of very tight chicane, Variante Outer, at the end of this short straight. We're just watching Stinos negotiate now, actually.
I'm on board with Big Weir at the moment. He's going to settle lap. Let's see where this put him. 1:15.4, so fourth. Wee fraction quicker into the
Crossfire goes fastest with a 14.5. So I think that time of my estimation time was probably a little off. I only got that from watching Big Weir a little bit in practice, and his qualifying sim he was doing about a 1:15 dead, I think. So I knew there was a little bit more time to be had in the real session, but yeah, I think we might get down to the low 1:15s. Got James Biscuit who's just crossed the line, Lee. So well into the 1:15s with a few drivers. As we see the Williams of Vedran come out the final corner of Ravatza 2, as he makes his way across the line now, cutting as much of the track as possible, goes second fastest. This is exactly what he needs. The championship leader is moving down the field a little bit. Big Weir is just behind as well. So it's those three drivers. Do keep an eye on Stinos though, but he is on the outside of the chance of getting the championship now. As we see him out on a lap, and he's negotiating Variante Outer as he now runs down the hill towards the two Ravatza curves. I really like these flat curves they have here as well, Lee. I have to admit the red, white and green curbs they have here.
Yeah, I've got to agree. It's a lot better because it's not as harsh coming out the corner. You could actually push it a wee bit.
It's more
And
inviting, but it's also
yeah,
challenging with those yellow sausage curbs as well. It's a bit of both, but it's actually, I think, a better way to have it, I suppose.
yeah, I would say that.
Because you can
It
run
is
over all of the curb, but if you take too much, it gives you a severe penalty, doesn't it? And that's kind of, I think, the right way to do it. The curb should be your friends, but if you go any extra...
frenemies, we'll
Yeah.
put it.
So yeah, Stinos is in third place now, so he's doing what he needs to do as well in this qualifying session, trying to out-qualify Apex at a bare minimum. Atix is yet to set a lap lead. He's invalidated the one he's on right now. We've got Iggy, who is round the exit of Tozer there, turn 7. They're still struggling. He has got a car just coming up behind him up the hill with Rabbi, who is on an outlap anyway, so it wouldn't have been inconveniencing him whatsoever. It's quite quiet out on track. I think a lot of drivers have just finished or just starting laps. It looks like we've got Warren on a lap. So Lee, talking about Jeddah quickly, how are you feeling about this weekend, especially driving the track and getting some form of idea?
I'm kinda excited, but kinda not at the same time, as I'm not really expecting much overtaking. But then again,
No,
I could be wrong.
but who do you expect, realistically, which team is going to win it? Not driver, but which team, which car do you think is going to be better?
I'm gonna say the Red Bull.
Really, it's a lot of straights though, and that new engine in the Mercedes, or
Sigh.
newish engine now, I'd say.
I've got faith. I've got faith.
Still going to be very close, I think, though, as it always has been.
Oh yeah, it's been close. Like that's one thing I find. But it's like both the number one drivers in the team both do the best, whereas the two number twos are fighting out at the same time. It's never like 2-on-1 or anything like that. So it has been a great battle all year.
Hopefully it goes down to the last race. I wouldn't want to see either of them crash out for any reason in the penultimate race. I think it would sour it just a little bit. Obviously it's just the way sport goes sometimes, doesn't it? But anyway, get back to Monday night racing anyway, and said the track is a little bit quiet. We've got Vedran, who's just a 10th behind. Iggy's round again. Is it Tozer again? No, it's the final corner of Avatso as he comes into the pit lane anyway, with a Haas behind him, boosted. Asics on an outlap. They're all going very slowly in the middle sector.
Oh, jeez.
Do apologise for Lee there, as we're just on board with Big Weir. Actually, we'll keep an eye on him as he completes his lap. As he comes round this lovely sequence of corners here, he's going to come down to Variante Alta in a second, as he's got the Haas of Amir Guna ahead of him. He does get out of the way, but may have put him off on the exit of the chicane there. He comes around the final corner of Avatsa 2 and into the pit lane, like he was really on that there. He certainly wasn't going easy on his in-lap there.
No, I was watching as well. It looked like he was actually going for it, but think there's time for him to set another lap. Let's see, I'm on board with Gunner right now. Oh, he's invalidated. Oh, that should be like on a lap now. Coming up to the hairpin. I don't know what it's called, I forget.
Tozer.
That's it. Tozer. And then this brilliant sweeping corner.
Piratelli.
Yeah, that in. See, you can't add in again, so.
And then you come into Acqua Minerale.
That name, I can't say. Let's see what time. He's need a good time on board.
Who are you looking at, sorry?
Shock be like, he's just come around the final corner, way to finish his lap. Need to beat at 1:16.5, he puts in, beats it by over a second.
Pretty respectable time there. It's Mercedes 8th and 9th, reserving for Phoenix, who I think he said he was broken down at the side of the road, so hopefully he gets home okay. And got Stinos, looks like he's on a lap, looks like he's really pushing through Tamburello. As he comes down to Variante Villeneuve. And as Lee said, Tozer is a really satisfying corner here when you use all of the track on the entry and really nail that outside curve, as Stinos has done there. Climbs the hill to Piratelli with that car just ahead of him. A couple of cars actually. He might get a bit of traffic there, and the Williams does get out of the way, but does cause an issue for him there. Stinos then invalidates, no surprise, Lee, as he probably was put off there. That was a little bit sketchy from the Williams. Not sure if Lee is with us at the moment. We've got Atix coming around the final corner. He is with us, but we'll see what Atix does across the line. And he does 1:16.032, Lee. Dazzy retires from the session. We've got 20 seconds left, Lee. We've got Rabbi on an out lap, and Vedran, who's just about to start.
I'm sitting on board with Vedran right now. Some yellow flags in sector 2.
So it looks like pretty much everyone is on a lap, Lee.
I think Vedran got a wee bit distracted there from Atix, but he still manages to keep it together, and he's still on his lap.
I should find out who's going to be the next man to cross the line. There's loads of people on their lap still. We've got an Aston Martin. I think that's Big Rear about to finish his final lap. Not sure if he was up on his time. He wasn't, so he bails into the pit lane. As we've got a Haas into the pits as well. It was looking like it was going to be an exciting end, but it doesn't seem like a lot of these drivers have got laps to finish, as some of them have invalidated. We've actually got Stinos and Vedran pretty much neck and neck, Lee, as they come around the final corner. Where's Stinos going to go? Goes fastest, and then Vedran takes that away from him. He was on provisional pole, but for only a second. Apex is now going to come down to the start-finish. Stays 5th fastest. Rabbi invalidated his lap time. That is the end of qualifying, Lee. Vedran is doing what he needs to do to keep in the fight.
Yeah, but it's getting quite close, like, but Apex only needs that 10 points in order to seal it.
So, just before we do the rundown, if Apex gets the win and Vedran is 3rd, then that's the championship done.
Yep. But then that depends on
Big Rear and Stinos. but Stinos is more than likely going to be out of it this week, unfortunately for him. We'll just do a quick rundown of the top 10. We may not have time to do all of them. Vedran takes pole position with Stinos in second, Crossfire Strikes in third, James Biscuit is in fourth, fifth is Apex Finley, Rabbi is in sixth, seventh is Big Weir, Warren is in eighth, ninth is Shock Be Like, 10th is Nero, H. Bosworth is in 11th, 12th is Dazzy Amiaguna, Attics, Thibbo Boy, and I couldn't get to the last two. I knew I wouldn't be able to do it.
You done well there. But yeah, so we're getting ready for the rest now. Expecting much overtaking?
I hope so. There is a long start-finish straight. It is very long. It's not very straight, but it is a start-finish straight. It's looking like we're going to have a dry race for our first race, which I think everyone's going to be happy with.
I think as well, an undercut will be highly effective at this track as well, I think.
Just having a...
As we're starting, as the countdown is on, we've got 10 seconds to wait.
So what do we think is going to happen here, Lee? Anything can happen, of course, with this championship, especially when we go to a new circuit where either people have only raced maybe one or two league races at most, probably, or only done a few 5-lappers and some social 25%, or not really done it at all.
Yeah, no, there'll be all types of people out there, but I'm thinking that a lot of them did get practice in anyway, at least. As it is quite a difficult track with you not knowing how it's going to be. Is this corner going to be too harsh? You don't know compared to the rest of the tracks. Huh? Oh no. Crossfire's just joined there, I'm not sure. Hope not.
Yeah, I think it will be okay, guys. We had that glitch for people joining, but I think that's just in qualifying, maybe not in the race itself. We might have an issue with him getting into his AI car, which could be a little bit concerning, but we do have the rule here, the red flag, of course, if we really, really have to. But hopefully it won't come to that. So Lee, quickly, we've only got a few seconds. What we're going to look at the tyres, Lee. Oh, that's interesting. Pretty much everyone is on the soft tyres. 14 drivers are on the soft tyres, Lee, and only 3 are on the mediums. No hard tyres, and I'm sure if you're outside the top 10, that's exactly what you would have gone on, if it had been really a good idea.
I think at this track, I would say if you're going for a one-stop, it's going to be really hard, I would say, but you never know. Some of these people on the mediums could be playing the long game and just going for a medium hard, possibly.
We'll have to... that'll be an interesting call. We don't know if it's going to be a 2-stop or not, Lee, and I tell you what, there is something in the air this week, Lee. We had a Williams on pole position yesterday, and a Williams again today, which is, I said last night, it's rather nice, and it is so again to see that Williams on pole. As you see boosted lineup, we hope that this is going to get underway. We did have obviously the worry about crossfire strikes. It looks like it may do potentially, as it is, and we've got 3, 4 and 5 red lights. And we're away for Monday night racing for the San Marino Grand Prix. And Stinos has got a really good start there on Vedran and tucks into the slipstream as they run down towards Tamburello. And there is a bit of a squeeze on. There's a Ferrari off in the background on the grass on the outside. There is a run through and he goes deep into turn 2 as they now negotiate through the exit of Tamburello and down into Villeneuve. There's some drivers who have lost positions. The Ferrari of Dazzy in the background there, really struggling. I think Crossfire's has been able to get into his car. All right there, Lee. I think another driver is round there, potentially. Amiaguna is round in the Villeneuve chicane and now down at the back of the field. We have still got all 17 drivers who are halfway through this first lap as we negotiate Piratella, and the two McLarens going quite wide there through Piratella there, Lee, and I think they might have got themselves their first warning of the day. As it's 3 wide, and there's contact between the two of them. Sorry, Lee. Crossfire Strikes moves up into the lead as they go through Variante. I knew, yeah, Alta. I knew I was going to get it wrong eventually, as we see Dazzy with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That was a little close for comfort there, Lee.
It's it's getting a bit early for penalties already, to be honest. But these drivers, they're driving hard, so you'd expect to push the limit a wee bit. As we're seeing, Big Weir's going for a move around the outside of turn 1. Is he going to manage to make it stick? And he does.
What a move.
Into 6th place for Big Weir.
Oh, sorry, Lee. James Biscuit has just gone for a move into Villeneuve on Stinos there and takes 3rd place. A lot of these drivers fighting quite hard. Stinos looking to the inside at Tozer. No.
This is getting quite a lot more overtaken than I thought. Who is
Dazzy? Dazzy's off into the gravel at Villeneuve. So at the moment, Lee, Vedran has got himself in quite a nice position here for the championship. Big Weir, though, needs to overtake Apex Finley. And guess who is right in his sights with Rabbi? Is round, is he, Lee? Looks like he is round there, and now got Amir Guna right behind him and almost losing the car there as he goes wide through Variante Alta. As we see Stinos start lap 3, and now DRS will be enabled, but only on this start-finish straight. As the top two are trying to pull away from James Biscuit in 3rd, but he is still hanging on for the time being. There's 6 drivers actually quite close together, and potentially all will have DRS on each other. As we see an Alpine round, Lee, of Attics. You there, Lee?
Yeah, I'm here. It's just descended in the chaos a little. But yeah, I just seen Attics going down the order there. I never caught what happened, unfortunately.
He just spun in the exit of Tamburello. Lee, the top 6 are all within DRS of one another at the moment.
Oh, it's going to be...
Pretty much. Stinos has just dropped back a tiny bit, but I'm sure he'll get back in it as he is.
Let's see how this is all going to pan out. Are we going to see like 3 wides into turn 1 possibly? I mean, I'm thinking Big Weir might possibly be able to go for a move here on Apex. Has he got a good exit from the final corner there?
He's going to have to get this done. He's got Stinos ahead of him though. He does brake later and tries to go around the outside at Tamburello, but wasn't able to get that done just yet. He is going to be able to stay within DRS, but of course Apex can have DRS from Stinos just falling off the back as well as the front 3. Big Weir gets himself a 3-second time penalty lead. That is not what he needs. 3 of the 4 championship fighters here, the only 4 now able to fight for the championship, with only 2 and 3/4 races to go, Lee. It is really starting to hot up now, and seeing these drivers closer on track is really exciting to see as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, especially the top 4 as they are conserving their ERS quite well as well, so I'm expecting something big from them, and probably the coming laps when their tyres are starting to die down a bit more, so they're needing to get back up to speed quicker.
As James Biscuit in the Red Bull has got DRS, the new man, Shock Be Like, is out of the race, and the safety car has been deployed, Lee.
He spun it coming out the final corner. Rabbis are coming into the pits.
Interesting call now. We'll put the tyre. We'll put the tyre graphic up on it and see what drivers do. Iggy on the softs is coming. Obviously, this has helped people like Attics, and you're an Attics, only just gone on the hards league. So this is an ideal situation for him.
Let's see, Iggy's put on the hard, Rabbis on the mediums. Dazzy is on the mediums also. So this is interesting. Let's see what NRO's going to put on. Let's see what the Red Bulls got lined up there. Another set of softs.
So he's definitely going for a two-stop.
He's going to be quite aggressive at the start by the looks of things then. But will we see anybody in front take advantage of this? Because I think it would be beneficial, but then again, they're the ones driving the car.
But I'd say at this point, if it's a two-stop, that drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car lane for Ami Aguna.
I just seen that there. I also seen Crossfire and Vedran doing the dummy on each other there.
This is interesting. Crossfire's Vedran and Big Weir have all stayed out, whereas the drivers behind them of Apex, James Biscuit and Stinos have all pit. And what are they all going to go on? Medium tyres, it looks like. And
James
hard
Biscuit's
tyres for James Biscuit. Hard tyres for James Biscuit. Of course, this has made it a bit more exciting for us. I know it was quite early into the race, but it has closed up that field again and now completely changed the whole thing. I think Vedran and Big Weir are trying to get that track position lead potentially. I think that's kind of their best opportunity now.
I think there would have been a better pattern in all honesty, but
they might think it's still hard to overtake round here though.
Yeah, but the thing is, are they going to manage to make that? So James could have just pulled out a flyer here.
He may have done. Any time will tell, of course.
Yeah, because like you said, it's hard to overtake here, and he'll be able to let them last him to the end of the race. Hopefully. If he needs to, he might need to pit, but then even then, he should still have time.
As the two men at the back of the pack, Attics and Dazzy, have only just pit. We've seen the safety car actually come almost around Ravazza 1. So I've got a feeling they're going to take a little while. We're probably going to have. Don't think. Yeah, they're out. Don't worry, they're not going to be lapped. I knew they weren't. They wasn't going to be, but. Are we going to have just this next lap under the safety car, or are we going to have one more potentially? Just seeing about where they are.
Not sure. I think they might have another lap or two. Anyway, I think two possibly. But the thing is, Dazzy doesn't want to be pushing these tyres, especially with him being on the softs.
Crossfire Strikes wants to be careful, and he's very, very close to the back of that Mercedes, Lee.
Yeah, you don't want to be hitting that. That'll be instant bye-bye. Oh, that's another reason why you don't want to be going too hard trying to catch up to the safety car. Unnecessary penalties.
And it is actually more beneficial for you if you're at the back to let the safety car stay out for maybe an extra lap just for your tyres. Sometimes it depends on what stage of the race. It's fine at the moment. If you're towards the end of the race, you don't want it to do any more laps if you're at the back, because that's less laps of overtaking.
Yeah, well, that's them just coming up to turns 1 and 2 now.
We're going to have another lap, I think.
Yeah, I'm guessing that, but it could be a late call. But I'm seeing Artex is not exactly rushing it, to be honest, as Dazzy is caught up. But we'll find out in a moment. It might be a late call, it might just be another lap, which
I think
it is.
Yeah, it's going to be another lap, and it's fair enough. I know obviously we want to get back racing again, but it's nice to let the drivers at the back catch up, because it's just a little bit It's a little bit heart sinking, isn't it, Lee? When it comes when the safety car comes in, you haven't caught up to the back of the safety car queue.
Oh yeah, it's happened to me before where I couldn't even overtake the safety car as I was already lapped, and my motivation was just gone after that because I know I wasn't going to get anywhere. So it was buggered, but yeah, we can see them catching up now. By the time we get to turn 1, they should be all caught up, and we could get back racing again.
Yeah, and the other thing is, Lee, it doesn't give these two at the back any kind of advantage over tyre warm-up, of course, because their tyres are now going to start dropping off. They will be able to try and keep it in the window, of course, but they have been pushing really hard to catch the back, and they didn't really need to. They could have gone a lot slower and caught up within this lap, I think.
Yeah, I think it would have been better, because now they've just put unnecessary wear on their tyres. But then again, there's another couple out there, like Boosted, Big Weir, Vidran, Crossfire, all on 0 pit stops still. So,
Yeah, well, have a quick look at the stops, actually, as you say that. Yeah, so it's just the front 3, isn't it, now, that haven't stopped. There's a few people who have stopped twice, a couple of people.
and Boosted as well.
Oh, yeah, and Boosted, yeah. So Boost is the other one. He's gone for track position, but he is on the mediums, Lee, so I was not surprised he hasn't pit yet.
And there we go, we're seeing from race control that the safety car is in this lap, just as we expected. Now, Crossfire will be leading the pack
And of course,
over the line to start again.
That pit entry is very early, of course, and he wants to kind of back it up here a little bit, Lee, because he doesn't want to give everyone a tow down the start finish. See when he goes, which I think is going to be now. He has gone now. We're away again here at Imola. We're on lap 9 as we cross the line, and it looks like we've had H. Bosworth had a spin there, Lee, and got caught out with his tyres not being up to temperature. Ami Aguna goes in for his drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car.
Boosted is around. You just got a little bit of tail happy there.
And another driver was round as well. It was Thillo Boy.
I never seen him there. But then H. Bosworth has managed to catch up. Oh, and you see Boosted's around again. He's into the wall. And he's out. Right rear is buckled. So we're going to see another safety car.
I don't think so, because it's just finished. I don't think the game likes to do it in the first lap after a safety car restart. So we've seen the front 3, of course, who have not stopped yet. And they're going to want to try and keep James Biscuit behind for as long as possible. He's going to try and go for the 1 stop now, I think, with 23 laps to go as we've just crossed the line. As Dazzy is into the pits. So what do we think is going to happen with these front 3, Lee? They've still got decent pace, actually, on these soft tyres. Do you think they're going to go for maybe a soft medium 1 stop, Lee?
I mean, if they could stretch it, but the all have been racing quite hard, so... Oh, as you see, Crossfire's went wide. That could give Vidran the space to push for it now. No, he never managed to catch up in time.
Sorry, Lee.
No worries. 2 seconds.
So we're seeing Vedran only half a second behind the leader, and Big Weir still sticking with him. We've got James Biscuit in fourth place, sorry, but not making the gains I thought he would have by now, I've got to be honest. And even though he's on the hard tyres, those tyres are still brand new and should be a little bit better. He is closing up that gap just a little bit now. And so we see Iggy Combo going side by side there at the exit of Tozer as we come up to Piratella now. And Neuro is on the inside of Piratella and gets that move done on the Alfa Romeo driver. He's now down into 10th place. Still got a point to his name, but he has just halved his points tally for the race as it stands. We've got Asics who's round again, who is struggling on this circuit. Yeah, I think he's going to be really disappointed. Disappointed. Oh, sorry, I pulled my own headphones out there. As we see Vedran only 2 tenths behind. Looks like he's going to go round the outside here, Lee, at Tamburello. But Crossfire Strikes closes the door. It was quite nice defending there.
Yeah, I was just I was watching it there. Still watching this battle from Big Weir's point of view at the moment, and let's see. Oh, seeing a switch between Stintos and James Biscuit there.
Yeah, it was on the exit of Tozer there, and he's going to try and hunt down an Apex. Is just sitting, but to be fair, he's still in a very comfortable position. As long as he's gaining a decent tally of points, he's sort of in the top 6. He's pretty much still got this in the bag, I think.
At the moment, yeah, he does.
I don't think, as it stands, he will win the championship today. He needs to outscore those drivers ahead of him, and at the moment, all these rivals, Lee, are doing exactly what they need to do. Maybe Stinos will still go out of it with the lack of points he's gaining tonight, and it won't be mathematically possible anymore. But Vedran, though, especially if he gets into that first place, Lee, is apologies for that. If anyone heard that, with Vedran in second, if he gets up into first and overtakes Crossfire Strikes, he's in a really healthy position where Apex is at the moment. Apex is only getting 8 points as it stands, and obviously you get 25 and would close up that deficit quite a lot.
Yeah, I'm just seeing a battle between James Biscuit and Stinos and Big Weir there. Stinos managed to make it past Big Weir into 3rd place. The soft tyres must be dropping off now, as I do expect tyre wear to be quite substantial here.
Oh,
Stinos gonna be wobble.
And James Biscuit. It was like symmetry there.
But if Stinos get 3-second time penalty for Rabbi, as Stinos gets past.
Saying that, Apex has just gone past James Biscuit there. It was almost like that was team orders, Lee. As we see some of the drivers now pit, it's interesting that they didn't pit under the safety car. I feel like they're going to lose quite a lot. You see the Alfa Romeos go side by side through Raptor 1, and H. Bosworth comes out on top there.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, let's see Crossfire and Vedran pit. Let's see where Big Weir is still in 2nd place. He's stretching them a wee bit. He might just be going for a one-stop soft medium here. But that is going to be really hard, I do think.
We've got Iggy, looks like he's round at the moment. Just watching this camera shot here of Crossfire Strikes, who did pit there, and they dropped down quite a lot of places. I have to admit, it was quite a big.
Into the pits.
Yeah, as Lee says, big wears into the pit. So we'll just say Lee's going to stay with us, but he's just going to be a little bit quieter at the moment. He's just got to be, let's just say, a little bit more respectful in the house this evening. But he will stay with us, but it's going to be the majority of the time it'll be me. I'm sure Lee will keep me updated with pit stops and all that sort of thing. He'll keep an eye on that or any instance that will occur. But don't worry, he's still phoning with us and watching along. Got H. Bosworth in the pits. Big Weir just coming out of the pits. As Lee, Big Weir has just been pushed off the track by Vedran there.
Yeah, I just noticed that there. That was I just caught the tail end of it. That was a bit cheeky there.
May get reported for that potentially. We just going to go back to the front. Apex is in second. He did pit. Stinos has made a good gain on him though, and obviously he said Stinos does need to outscore Apex, and hopefully for his sake, Apex will drop down the order. If Apex, which we don't hope to happen, but if Apex does DNF in this race, Lee, the championship then probably will get blown right open then.
It's going to be a difficult one, to be honest. I mean, I'm hoping it goes down a wee bit further, but it could be all over today, to be honest.
It could be. We'll have to do a bit of quick maths. The stream won't end as quickly as it usually does. We will stay and wait. And if it is the championship decided tonight, we will just have a little chat with Apex at the end, I think. As just a one-off. We'll probably chat with a few of the drivers in the last race as well. But
well,
James, this...
as it stands, he just needs to stay where he is, and he'll have the title.
Ah, okay. Well, I said Lee won't be as on the mic as he usually is, but I'm sure he can be a little mathematician quietly in the corner. Dibbo boys out, and is that a safety car? It is. Now that, Lee, what are people going to do on lap 16?
Stinos is in. Apex
this is all going to be medium tyres, isn't it?
Rabbi. Yeah, I'm guessing so. But all the people like Vedran who are just on the medium tyres, what are they going to do? I mean, this is going to help Big
hard
Weir
tyres for Rabbi. Yeah, it is going to help people like Big Weir out. He went on the mediums, and he'll probably be able to go to the end. They might have made the good call, actually, now, Lee, for not pitting the first time round.
Oh, and here we go. Big Weir is trying to get as far up as he could. He only managed to get 7th by the looks of it.
Yeah, it will be 7th. Lee, have you got this little noise glitch going on? Just out of curiosity.
No, I mean, just fine.
Oh, strange. It does happen to me from now and again.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I'm surprised Big Weir didn't move up more places.
Yeah, I think it was with being a bit of a big gap.
But Vedran, now down in 10th. I think there's going to be elbows out from some of these drivers, especially the ones that are still in the hunt for the championship. Lee Stinos, though, is in the place he really does need to be. He needs his teammate, though, to get past Apex.
Well, if Apex gets even a 5th, he needs a 5th, and regardless of where Stinos or anybody comes, he's won the title. Because there's a 41 point gap between Apex and second place.
You working out fastest lap as well?
Oh no, even then. He should pretty much have won it. No. 4th place. Forgot about fastest lap. And then he's won it.
So we will confirm that. So I'll tell you what, Lee, go and, if you don't mind like, actually confirming that for 100%, that'd be brilliant. Then we'll know. It'll be whistled down a little bit. So potentially, Apex only needs 4th place, and he's won the title.
Yep, I can confirm. So it's he needs 12 points. So if he gets 12 points, and who is it in second place again?
Vedran.
Vedran. Well, he's down quite a bit, so he would need a win. And
Vedran needs to win.
And Apex to get 5th or less. But he needs to also try and get fastest lap as well. That'll help him quite a bit.
Vedran, you mean?
Yeah.
So Vedran is really put himself in a really bad position now. Because he's got all his other rivals ahead of him who are not going to give up their places easily, and then obviously you've got Apex who's in a championship winning position.
And well, it's just everything's messed up for him at the moment, but it could all still be to play for. It ain't over till that flag has flown. Now, are we going to see the safety car jumping in yet? No, because H. Bosworth still catching it.
It will be a late call though, it will come in. And Stinos is leading the way, so me and Big Weird tried to work out for ages last week, positions and all that, and the lead comes along as we see a 5-second penalty for Apex Finley, Lee.
I just spotted that. I'd never caught what happened, but I'm guessing it was Crossfire got a bit close there. Oh, and there's a terrible getting with.
Has led the pack away now. We're away again on lap 19 here for the San Marino Grand Prix, and Apex is in second. He's doing all he needs to do to win the championship today. On round 16 of 18, he'll do it with 2 rounds to go. James Biscuit moves up a position. We'll keep an eye on people like Big Weir who do need to move up quite a lot, and of course Vedran needs to go super aggressive now to keep his title fights alive and kicking. He does need Apex to lose positions, but he needs to get on to that top step. He needs to overtake 9 drivers. And there's not a huge amount of laps to get it done with such a short circuit.
Oh no, there's only, 13 laps here, so there's only, I would say, about 18 minutes worth of the time to get this done, and it's a tight track. There's not many overtaking opportunities, maybe at Toza or into the first chicane.
Tamburello,
that's it.
2 and 3 actually. Turn 1 is a little tiny kink on the straight, believe it or not.
Well, there then, even with the DRS, but that's not until start of the next lap, I do believe.
So Warren Lee is actually making some really decent progress on the soft tyres, as he would need to do. They're going side by side. He's going to try and go around the outside, which is the optimal overtaking line into Tamburello. James Biscuit isn't going to give it up easy. What a move from Warren there. He's certainly, his racecraft has certainly improved over the last few weeks. It's mainly probably from racing in LFR so often.
Ooh, Crossfire getting a 3-second time penalty.
And Apex is right on the gearbox of Stinos. But of course, Apex doesn't want to be fighting anyone hard at all. He just kind of wants to stay where he is. It'd be nice to win the race when you win the championship, or even just step on the podium. But obviously, it is a marathon, not a sprint. And we will have Tay Pasta in Monday next season, and if it stays where it is, as Vedran isn't staying where he was, he's moved up 1 position. He's now into 9th. Then got Attics and Big Weir ahead of him, who have created a bit of a gap. And Vedran is going to have the last third of the race of his league racing career, Lee.
Yeah, I mean, as we've seen, the DRS has now been enabled.
He might have a go on Attics here, Lee. Into Tamburello. He looks to the inside at Tamburello and gets given the room and looks for the switcheroo at turn 2. As he now gets wing damage and Attics is rounded out. As he's now Amir Kuna is going up the inside. Yeah, and another safety
And
car.
Crossfire got involved there as well, I think. And NRO's around as well.
This is an absolutely bonkers race, Lee.
It is. I mean, now we've seen Dazzy come up to 9th. Vedran will be away to pit. I'm expecting.
They're all going to pit for soft tyres. That is...
Yep.
Maybe
not Warren.
Maybe not Warren. I think he could go to the end now. It'd be close.
No, H. Bosworth and Iggy Combo, both Alfa Romeos, need to catch up a bit.
As, Stinos is in the pits. Apex is staying out. Lee.
Ooh.
As he, is he going to incur a penalty for that? Because that was slightly dangerous with the driver behind him. As Big Rear stays out, and I thought he might. I thought he would take the track position. Sorry, just obviously I know you're not talking very much, but Apex penalty for that, in your unbiased opinion on that one?
I did just catch the end of it, but I did see what happened. Possibly maybe need to think about that later, but
It definitely should be as a.
oh, my.
Definitely. Is it all right?
Yeah, I just cut out there.
Yeah. As the race stewards call it, it'd definitely be noted.
Oh yeah. But we're seeing quite a few people on soft tyres right now. We're seeing James Biscuit on the mediums. Rabbi has stayed out on the hard compounds. Big Weir on the mediums, same with Gunnar, Dazzy and Warren.
But are we gonna see elbows out from Vedran now in Apex?
Ooh, Iggy Combo.
We're going to have to look at these penalties as well, Lee. 3 seconds for the 3 from 2nd to 4th. Warren's got himself a fistful of penalties there, Lee. And Apex obviously got himself one as well. He's got rid of that 5 seconds, and obviously won't be able to have that removed now at all, Lee, due to taking it in the pit lane.
Yeah, I've got to say there is a few people here that are... Oh, sorry. There is a few people here that are quite close together here, and could possibly expect a few of them to end up batting each other a wee bit on the safety car there, especially coming out of the last corner there. This is Apex is finally catching up.
This is going to be interesting, Lee. Because now as it stands, Lee, Apex isn't winning today. With Big Weir getting 15 points if it stays like this. And Apex only getting...
Well, bearing in mind he is on the soft tyres.
Well, I know he will move up, I know, but I'm just saying right now, if it were to stay like this...
Yeah.
I don't think Apex is winning it now.
Seen Iggy come
off the circuit there.
Yeah,
Surf 1 and 2.
Yeah, chill out, bud. There's still plenty of time to go. Oh, he's going in for a set of mediums. Soft, sorry. But as I see, H. Bosworth is still trying to catch up there as well.
Yeah, so hopefully, I'm not too sure what's going to happen, Lee, in terms of the safety car coming in. Would it come in this lap if H. Bosworth catches up? Or is it going to give Iggy? I'm not. I think it's just going to stay out now, Lee. I think we're so far into the end of the lap. I think the call's too late now anyway.
Yeah, it is. I think it's going to stay out. I think this lap, Iggy Combo could just catch up and no more. And this might work out perfect for him. So you could get these tyres nice and up to temperature, and you should be able to get some overtakes done.
It's interesting as well, Lee, because obviously this helps the soft drivers staying out another lap under the safety car. And it helps the mediums out, but arguably it helps the mediums out slightly more because it gives the soft runners one less lap to overtake.
Yeah, you do have a point there. Just gonna have to wait and see.
It's very exciting, actually. I have to admit, this last safety car we have had 3, but I don't think we'll have another one. We're not going to have a lot of laps to run. It's going to be lap 25, Lee. These soft tyres, they're going to have to be so aggressive, and obviously it's an Italian circuit, it's a quick circuit, but it isn't no Monza. As I will quote Big Weir, it's a B-Tech Monza, as he called it. Only people in the UK would know what I meant by that. Yeah, so no, it is quite difficult to overtake around here. It is quick, but it is quite difficult. I think we're going to have the safety car in this lap regardless if Iggy Combo catches up, which I'm sure he will eventually. It's in. Will he catch up in time though, Lee? That's the question. I think he might just. He's just coming through the last chicane. We've got James Biscuit, who always stays right on the gearbox of the safety car, Lee. And I think Iggy is just going to be a couple of seconds behind, so he may catch up to the back of the pack eventually. And I think we are away now, as we see a massive incident. Stinos is out, and that means he's out of the championship. Apex has had an incident there, potentially. No, he hasn't. Warren is round. I'm not sure what happened there. Does he? Iggy Combo is out. Drivers are going to get penalties here, Lee, for ignoring yellow flags. That was a really big incident. That was a Magello type of incident there. His Rabbi tries to go around the outside at Villeneuve and almost gets the move done. They go side by side. He almost gets pushed onto the gravel. It was James Biscuit. Got a McLaren taking out marker boards in the background. Said Stinos is now out of the championship. It's caused chaos at the front there. His crossfires is going to go on the inside at Piratella. And he does try and go down the inside. James Biscuit is trying to hold it on.
Right, Dale says Big Weir there.
Yeah, and still side by side through Aqua Minerale there.
Well, we've seen Apex making a move on Big Weir at the moment. Around the outside of the chicane.
And not going to be able to get that done. And Amayaguna goes off the track there. Might give a chance for Big Weir to pounce on that overtake there. Crossfires goes through into second place. Vedran has made a move as well. He's going to have to try and always... Nero goes into the back of Vedran. It's absolute chaos at the end of the race, Lee.
I mean, it's just madness right now.
As Apex, this could be 3 wide into Tamburello. It is going to be 3 wide into Tamburello. Big Weir is just ahead of them though, and is able to keep that position. He is in the position he needs to be in. He needs to try and outscore him, but Apex only needs to get himself up into 4th place, where Big Weir is right now, as we go through Villeneuve and up to turn 7 of Toza. And Amayaguna, our original championship leader, who looked really strong and on form at the start of the Grand Prix. As we've still got a yellow flag in Sector 1. So Dazzy into the picture, down to 9 drivers in this race. You've got Crossfires who's going to go for the lead on the soft tyres. It's going to be easy pickings for the Papaya McLaren there as he goes through Aqua, as we go through a Variante Alta and down the hill to Ravazza 1 and 2. Sadly, got Amir Guna separating Big Weir and Apex. I think the championship will still be alive as it stands like this, Lee. Maybe just. I'm not sure how many points they need to outscore, but Apex has now moved up, Lee, into Tamburello. And as it stands, Lee, he looks like he's going to outscore everyone. Stinos is firmly out of the championship now. He's scoring no points today. He's going to stay on that 120, and it's not going to be enough with 2 races to go. There's only 52 points at maximum up for grabs. Mr. Apex needs to get himself into 4th. Big Weir is 3rd in the championship. And Vedran is falling down. Lee?
Yes.
If it stays like this, if Big Weir keeps him behind, does it go to the next race, or is this still it?
I'll get back to you.
It might be it anyway, as Apex tries to go on the inside of Big Weir. They make contact, and Apex is going to get the DRS, but it has brought Amir Guna back into play on the 2 of them. It might go 3 wide again into Tamburello, but it won't, as Apex takes him on the straight, and it was rather easy for the man in the Alpha Tauri, and now is on course for the championship. He's in the position he needs as Rabbi is rounded into the wall, trying to reverse back onto the circuit, and spins around there and hits the wall at Tamburello. Obviously famously a driver hitting the wall there at Tamburello, and sadly losing his life, the late great Ayrton Senna, which they actually changed the circuit there to make a chicane after his death in a Williams as well. Apex, though, Lee, is on the podium and on course for the championship, the Season 2 championship. He's been here pretty much the whole season long and been consistent. Hasn't got a huge amount of race wins under his belt, but he was able to just turn up, keep consistent, keep in that top 5 of points positions every week, and seems to get quite a lot of luck, and you do need that when winning any form of league, championship, tournament, any sort of sporting competition. You do need a slight bit of luck, as Amir Guna is getting no luck, and he gets the fastest lap as well, and he's hunting down James Biscuit now, Lee. I don't think he'll get the win. I think Crossfires may be a little far ahead, as we're on lap 29 of 32. Big Weir has no answer to Apex's pace, and if Apex just keeps it on the black stuff, Lee, I think the gloves are going to be off for the final 2 races of the season. It's all going to be fights for constructors, which I think is firmly still going to be going on towards the end of the season. We haven't really spoke about that. We will do for next week. It'll be the end championship we're able to concentrate on, but obviously everyone wants to know about the drivers. Lee, do we think Apex is going to get James Biscuit in the next few laps?
It could be quite possible, but as we've seen, James Biscuits just went off the road a wee bit there. But if he gets up to within, he could actually still win this.
He could do, but I think it's just...
If he catches another 2 seconds...
We've only got 3 laps to go now.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one, but he could still do it, I reckon. If there's anyone that could do it, I reckon he could. But as we see, Vedran's just went up to 4th place.
Still not enough, is it?
Going to be over. I don't think the title's going to be over.
Oh, you don't?
No, because there's still... that's only, what, 4 points between them?
So he's still keeping it in it.
Leave a gap of about 8 points, roughly.
So we were, a minute ago, Apex, I think, was in the... He needs to get some extra pace. I think if he got the win, if he could gain 2 places, he might get it. But he needs to gain those places. I tell you what though, Lee, Vedran is driving like a man possessed. And he's really trying to catch up to Apex Finley. He got past Big Rear with a breeze here, but this might come down to a 2-horse race in the championship.
Oh yeah, it's looking quite tough between them. Like, things are getting a bit intense. But yeah, Crossfire's, he's out there with a 6-second time penalty, but he's 4.5 seconds ahead, so he should be safe up to now if he just drives at a consistent rate.
Well, we'll just check the penalties out. Oh, there is 6 seconds, Lee, for
James Biscuit and Apex have both got 3, but I just seen James Biscuit do a little wobble there. Vedran's just got a 3-second, so's Big Weir right at the same time. So Vedran.
Oh, Vedran has a 3-second. Yeah, he didn't have any penalties at all.
He's just got one there, so he's going to have to pass Apex Finley now in order to beat him.
I just don't think that's going to happen. I tell you what though, Lee, 1.1 seconds, or 0.9 of a second now, separate Apex Finley and James Biscuit. If Apex gets second, Lee, does that mean he's won the title?
Not yet. That'd put it down to 4 points, I think, or 3 points.
Yeah, there's 12. I'm not too sure. Is Apex going to get this move done? He's going to go for it, I think, Lee. Oh, he was just a little too far back there.
He'll get it in this lap, though.
Well, on the last lap,
I reckon he's going to just go for it.
I think he can't risk it, because if he spins out, Lee, the fight will obviously go on. He can't win it today now, but you don't want to be sacrificing a load of points, because if that was the case, Vedran would go up into third, or potentially second if James Biscuit went out as well, so that would be a big loss of 15 or 18 point dent in your championship lead.
True, but Susie Crossfire's got, that's going to promote them up to, that's going to put Crossfires down there.
This would be for the win if Apex could get through. I think it's just going to be too far away for him though, as I think James Biscuit is going to win this race, Lee.
Yep, James Biscuit, I think.
Crossfire's crossed the line. James Biscuit wins the San Marino Grand Prix. No, he doesn't. Half a second separated it. Crossfire's, my mistake, has won the San Marino Grand Prix, and the championship is not over. Can we confirm that, Lee? I think that is not over, is it?
Nope.
But it's ever closer.
That was weird.
I'm not sure where. That is very strange. I think he was out. I think he crashed. That is a big kick in the teeth.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Wow, that is the end for us here at Imola. The championship is going to go down to the next race, Lee. Can you remember where that is, Lee?
No.
It's Baku.
Baku, sorry, yeah, that's it.
So that could be the next 2 races. We've obviously got Abu Dhabi at the end. Baku next week. And it's going to get even easier now for Apex. He did outscore his rivals, but I don't think he did enough. Lee did get the extra point as well, so he got himself 16 points. He got the fastest lap as well.
Yeah, so I'll do some math quickly and then you go.
So yeah, Lee will just confirm. I hope we've got it right. Crossfire strikes takes the win by half a second, including all his time penalties added on at the end. James Biscuit is in second. Apex Finley was third. Vedran was fourth. Fifth was Big Weir. Rabbi was in sixth. Seventh was H. Bosworth. Amir Guna has been classed. Lee, I'm not sure if he will get the points. It was on the last lap, but he is specified. He is classed as finishing the race. Dazzy is in ninth. Neuro, Iki Combo, Warren, Stinos, who is firmly out of the championship fight now, Atix, Thibaut Boy, Boosted, and Shock Be Like were all DNF'd from this race. Is that you going to tell me something, Lee?
Oh no, but I think it's down to 7 or 8 points roughly, as we mark it. Could be off a wee bit, roughly going into the last two. So if he outscores him by about 7 or 8 points, Apex has won the championship. So it's all still to play for.
So as it stands, Lee, before today, what was Apex on?
179.
And he just got 16 points.
Mhm.
So he's got 195.
Yep.
Yeah. And Vedran's got...
He was on 138 and he got 4th place, which is 12 points.
150. Yeah, there's 7 points.
7 points.
Yeah.
So
52 points left. That's yeah. So two. Because I'm guessing Big Weir was on what as well?
131.
And he got did he get 6?
I can't remember where he came. I think it was 6th. I'm not sure.
So I think he's out.
Yeah.
I think it's now a 2-horse race. So 7 points is the margin. So I think, Lee, 202 is the magic number, I think.
Vedran's going to need 2 wins and fastest lap, pretty much, and hope that Apex does poorly in the next couple of races. Either that or it's all over.
So, yeah. So the championship, I would say now he's got one hand on it, pretty much. He just needs to get some decent points in the next 2 races, semi-decent points. He needs to just be sort of in the top 7, I'd say now, Lee, for both races. If Apex wins next week and gets the fastest lap, or wins and Vedran doesn't get the fastest lap and comes second, he will win the title next week. Anyway, so thank you for watching the San Marino Grand Prix. We will be back with the San Marino Grand Prix Part 2 for Tuesday next week. Tomorrow night we're going to Jeddah under the lights for the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix for the first time. It was going to be Monaco tomorrow, but we have scrapped that. It's not going to be back again for season 3. We're not really a massive fan of it. I'm not a massive fan of it in general anyway, in real life as well. So it's not staying with us. It's not very enjoyable. I think that's obviously what we aim to do the mostly is be enjoyable. But you're looking forward to Jeddah tomorrow?
It's going to be a new challenge. I'm expecting a lot of penalties on my part due to running wide and end up jumping over corners and that, because I find it quite hard with the chicanes at times, with them being, they're quite blind. So yeah, but still looking forward to it nonetheless.
Anyway, so obviously we've been there earlier this year, so you've got a from now until including Sunday as this week, you've got a bit of a treat of a week. You've had Imola today and you've got Jeddah tomorrow, and then we're back to Portugal for the last time on Sunday, and you'll have Imola again next week and Baku as well. But we're almost at the end, Lee. We're going to the penultimate now, which is started it in the sort of start of August, and it's been quite a long time. Anyway, thank you very much, guys. Thank you for that 150 subs. Please make sure to keep subscribing to the channel and like that video. We'll see you again tomorrow with either Broom Handle or Big Weir for the commentary tomorrow night at Jeddah. So, thank you everyone once again. You were watching the Monday night racing of the San Marino Grand Prix. I've been Joe, he's been Lee, and we'll see you again tomorrow night.
Bye.